In the last little forest, untamed and left wild, there lives a small person, but he's not a child. A leader of men, a leader of more. He's listening now, Gabe, he's ready for war. A powerful druid, but he cannot fly. He's in love with death, but he cannot die. His name is Gary, and this is his story. His name is Gary, revel in his glory. It's scary, but no more he can. It's scary, fuck yeah, Muad'Dib. His name is Gary, and this is his story. His name is Gary, revel in his glory. It's scary, but no more he can. It's scary, fuck yeah, Muad'Dib. His name is Gary, and this is his story. His name is Gary, revel in his glory. It's scary, but no more he can. It's scary, fuck yeah, Muad'Dib. It's scary, like no more he can. It's scary, fuck yeah, Muad'Dib.
Coming up next on BBC Two, it's the Brad Woto stream, but first, it's time for What Picture Has Bradley Drawn Onto a Piece of Paper?
That's right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for another fantastic edition of What Has Bradley Drawn Onto a Piece of Paper. With your host, me. My computer's breaking, loving it so far. Nothing's working. This is going to be a great session. First of all, what do you think I drew onto a piece of paper for you today? Let's see if you can guess it. Tom Bacon in a bathtub. Duo Maxwell's Death Scythe Hell. No idea what that is. Brett the Hitman Hart. Never heard of that. Don't know what that is. Is it Senator Armstrong? A horse riding a man. A cute salamander. Jojo Joestar. No idea what that is. A D20. Let's see if you can guess. Jesus. Oh my god, it worked. Windows, Control-Shift-B. Fix my computer. Incredible. All right, you think I've drawn Tom Bacon in a bathtub. I can reveal to you, in fact, what I drew was Claude Streif. Claude Streif. Why is it so dark? Where's that guy to come in and be like,
your camera is overexposed. I know more about cameras than you do because I owned one in 1994. Even though you've been doing this for your whole life. Even though you were once a professional photographer.
where's that guy? And we need him. That's right, boys. We're playing Twitch Plays D&D today. We're going to be continuing with The Legend of Gary here in a minute. I'm just going to start up the I've got to start up the bot. I got Suno to make me a song.
In the last little forest, untamed and left wild, there lives a small person, but he's not a child. A leader of men, a leader of more. He's listening, Gabe, he's ready for war. A powerful druid, but he cannot fly. He's in love with death, but he cannot die. His name is Gary, and this is his story. His name is Gary, revel in his glory. It's Gary, but no more he can. It's Gary, fuck yeah, Muad'Dib.
It's going to be fucking brutal when he dies, isn't it?
His name is Gary, and this
Talking
is
about
his
the real
story.
guy.
His name is Gary, revel in his glory. It's Gary.
Busy weekend. I did this about 15 minutes ago.
It's Gary.
15 minutes ago. Literally about 5 minutes before the stream started.
His name is Gary, and this is his story. His name is Gary, revel in his glory. It's Gary, but no more he can. It's Gary, fuck yeah, Muad'Dib.
Why you guys aren't saving your subs, I don't know.
It's Gary, but no more he can.
For the wheel spin, you know?
It's Gary, fuck yeah, Muad'Dib.
He officially has a theme tune that took me all of 5 minutes to come up with the lyrics for and generate with a fucking robot. And we do have an intro, but I've got a new one.
Welcome to Night City.
Not this one. Where did I save the intro? That's the question. Is this it?
Under a tiny world will take a person only a matter of weeks to travel from one side to the other. Once a lush, verdant planet, Rixander's rain had stopped falling. What had stopped it? And how? Was this something to do with the warring empires? Was it a new unknown threat? Or perhaps it was the new major tech and steam-powered technology from the Huxtan matriarchy or Kosus Reinti. Long ago, the world was treated as an experiment by the gods. They were trying to discover the most powerful species they could make. Just a fun game for them became our world as we know it, in the finals of the Kraven trials. Humans faced off against Noms. The humans won. In a final test, the gods pitted the humans against the dragons. The dragons tore the world apart, destroying any semblance of society. Now, after 1,000 years, the mans have rebuilt. Two great kingdoms, constantly at war, and between them, the last forest. The only place of green in our dying world. And inside that forest, the last Nom. My name is Gary, and this is my story.
The Legend of Gary. Twitch plays D&D. This is the third session that we're going to be playing today. So much has happened. Is this the third session? It seems like we're on like session 48 based on all of the things that have happened. Last session, you guys hit level 2. Gary was sent back from death by death himself. Back to the swamp where Gary found Seg, who had started the Church of Gary. Gary found out he had been missing for 9 years. He also found out that Seg had promised that Gary would defeat Rindor the Calm, the white dragon who had been terrorizing the swamp. Gary decided the best way to go about this is to rally all of the people of the swamp together. The bullywugs, frog people, lizard folk, hobgoblins, orcs, gnolls, and trolls. Basically, all of these sort of sentient, intelligent creatures and folk of the swamp. All of them, some variant of evil alignment. Gary led the bullywugs and Seg to the lizard folk village of Krasukar. When he arrived, he tried to do a dance to impress the lizard folk, but they killed one of his bullywug followers. After falling into a trap, Death suddenly appeared with an amazing wheel spin. I think it was from New Urg. You spun the wheel and got the random effect of a Deus Ex Machina, and Death appeared, saved Gary, instantly killed the chieftains of the village, and commanded the lizard folk to join Gary. Gary is now the chieftain of the lizard folk of Krasukar, and you've managed to... I don't even know how I'm supposed to do this. You've managed to gain lizard folk followers and bullywug followers. I think I might turn those lizard folk into a swarm. So that I don't have to deal with all of this. How do I make a lizard folk swarm? So that they're just one token based on how many of them are in there. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a lizard folk swarm. Right here, live. Lizard folk swarm. And this is an NPC. Now, how do I do this? What does a lizard folk look like? High AC. They've got high AC. They've got 22 hit points. You can hold their breath. Okay. You know what? Let me open this one over here. Now, how many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them. So 7 times 22 is 154 HP. The swarm cannot be healed. They've got 30 foot of movement and a swim seed. Those of you that are subscribing, see, you should have saved your subs. I don't know why you guys didn't save those subs for the wheel spin. Every 10 subs, we spin the wheel and a random effect immediately happens. Large humanoid, I think, at a guess. 15 AC, natty armor, and a shield. The strength of the swarm is 15, 10, dex, 13 con, 7 int, they are not smart. Wisdom is 12, that's usually the case with animal type things and creatures. Languages, they speak Draconic. Okay. NPC swarm. The lizard folk swarm cannot regain HP because that's actual, because they're dying, right? They don't come back. But they can hold breath, which might come in handy one day. Lizard folk can hold his breath for 15 minutes. Alright. Now the attack it's got is Bite, which is a melee attack. 5 feet. To hit is 4. 1 target. And that will do 1d6 plus 2 piercing damage. Alternatively, a heavy club, which is also 5 feet, plus 4 to hit. 1 target, and that one will do 1d6 plus 2 piercing damage. And they do have multi-attack. Two attacks, one with each different weapon. Okay. You know what? For the sake of them being a swarm, here's what it's going to be. 4 attacks. Now, we need swarm... I need swarm stats. The swarms do weird shit. You know what? Over half HP, the lizard folk make 4 attacks. Under half HP, the lizard folk makes 2 melee attacks. That's how we'll do it. Now there's a thing where, like, the nature of swarms or something it's called. The swarm. Shawarma. I stole it from a bat. The swarm can occupy another creature's space and vice versa. The swarm can move through any opening large enough for a medium humanoid. The swarm can't regain hit points. Or there you go. There you go. That's the thing. Okay. Now, how many bullywug are there? Do I have to make a fucking bullywug swarm? 1, 2, 3, 4 bullywug. God damn it, I've got to make a bullywug swarm. This is the most annoying. You've made it the most annoying game for your DM. Congratulations. You are players. Congratulations, you are now officially... This is truly a D&D game. Oh, you've made it the most annoying thing. How can we make this the most annoying for the DM? Oh, I know what we'll do. We'll fucking recruit thousands of fucking NPCs. That's all we're gonna do. Bullywugs have 15 AC, hide armor, and shield. And how many did I say there were? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 bullywugs. So they have 44 HP. They can move 30 feet. Probably got a swim speed as well. Oh, they got 20 feet movement, 40 feet swim. Strength of 12. Dex of 12. Con of 13. Int of 7. Whiz of 10, Charisma of 7. They actually have a skill of Stealth +3. And they speak Bullywug. Oh, fuck all the rest of it. Multi-attack. Over half HP. Bullywug makes 4 melee attacks. One with its bite and one with its spear. Under half HP, the Bullywug makes 2 melee attacks. One with its bite, one with its spear. Bite. 5-foot range. The hit is a +3. 1 target. And the damage is 1d6 +1. Bludgeoning, which is adorable. They have bludgeoning damage with their teeth. And then spear is 5-foot reach. The hit is a 3. 1 target. On a hit, it does 1d6 +1 piercing damage. Okay. Alright. I probably need to make a fucking token, don't I? You bastards. You guys are so annoying. D&D Bullywug token. Just give me a Bullywug token, please. Oh, look at that. That is fucking perfect. Save image. Bullywug Swarm token. Save that in my tokens folder. And then I need a lizard folk swarm token, don't I? Cool if there was literally any of them. There we go, perfect. Lizard folk swarm token. It would be amazing if you would open the folder and not the image. I have a black background on it. I'm gonna be pissed. Oh, thank God. Look at that. Perfect. Very nice. Yes. Okay. Token represents Lizard Folk Swarm. See the nameplate? Yes. Can't remember how much HP they have. 154. And then this one represents Bullywug Swarm. By the way, how to DM. You're welcome. You're welcome for the Roll20 tutorial here. You don't need to, I don't actually need to do this because you can see everything anyway, but you want to do, this is the thing that people don't do is they never turn on these player permissions to be able to see the name or see the HP. And then when you go to add it to the turn order, the DM can see it in the turn order, right? Add turn, you can see the names written here, Lizard Folks one, but the players can't, and they do the entire campaign. Grinds my gears when I see it. They do the entire campaign, and then halfway through the campaign, someone's like, you know, we can't see the names of the things, right, in the turn order. And the DM goes, huh? You're kidding. And also DMs don't realize that all of the different turn orders from the different pages are all in one thing, and they get really confused, but players can only see the one that's at the page that they're on. No one knows how to use Roll20. Okay. Now what we need to do is go into this token here. Edit. Use selected token for that. Go into here. Edit. Use selected token for that. And now we have 2 swarms that you guys can use. Get rid of all of this. And we bring in this. And this represents 2 groups of multiple creatures, and in that way I don't have to roll and play and do each individual thing. You now have a kobold called Seg, who looks like this. Look how cool he looks. Seg in full rendered. And number 2, the Kazuhira Miller to your big boss. You have a lizard folk swarm, a group of lizard folk that are following Gary everywhere he goes, have become part of the Church of Gary, and the Bullywug swarm, the Bullywug frog people, who are also following Gary. Now these are dumb swamp people, just like in real life. Just like when you go to the swamps of Ireland, just like when you go to Florida. Okay, these are dumb litty swamp people. I swear to God, if I click that button one more time over here and that opens up that page, I'm gonna throw this monitor out of the fucking goddamn window. You guys have no idea what I'm talking about, but it drives me nuts. How do we join? The way to play will be on the Twitch chat only. So you'll have to come over to twitch.tv/BradWoto and you'll be able to interact with the game in the chat room. If you can't get to Twitch for whatever reason, then unfortunately you won't be able to directly interface. Although I will be taking suggestions from YouTube chat and Twitch, TikTok chat for things like, what does Gary do now? A reminder, Gary has led the Bullywugs and the lizard folk to Krasu Kar, where he's now the chieftain of the lizard folk. Gary's plan was to rally all the Bullywugs and the lizard folk together, which he's done, but also the hobgoblins, the orcs, the gnolls, and the trolls of the swampland. Once he's gathered a full army, and this has become, what's that fucking game called where you have to just fucking ride around? It's such a good game where you ride around and just gather an army, and all you do is just walk. It's basically Slitherio. Bannerlord. It's basic. Bannerlord is a Slitherio game. Suikoden is a Slitherio. Suikoden you gather like heroes, whereas Mount and Blade Bannerlord is a Slitherio game. Prove me wrong. That's the greatest joke I've ever made. And that's what you've decided to play. So that's what we're playing through. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the swamp part of the Last Forest here in the lands of Rexundar. Rexundar has one area of green in the entire world, nestled at the center of a great desert wasteland, in between the only two cities in the world. Within that forest, there is an area that is a swamp, and you are in that swamp. Within this swamp, there are bullywugs, lizard folk, hobgoblins, orcs, gnolls, trolls, as well as all sorts of other creepy crawlies and creatures. Somewhere in here is Rindor the Calm, a white dragon a very dangerous white dragon, which it has been promised that Gary will defeat. Gary has also is known as the Chosen One, who will travel west to the Hutchson Matriarchy, the largest city in the world, which has Magitech factories, which are destroying the planet. He is Lisan al-Gaib, he is Muad'Dib. He must destroy the factories and save the world. He is the one who is promised. He is Azor Ahai, and he must travel west to do that. However, right now, he stands in front of a group of lizard folk, a group of bullywug, Seg the Kobold. What does Gary do now? And this is where you can get involved. This is how we play. Let me pull up real quick the sub goal on the screen. Let me put my webcam on the screen. Don't know why that looks like that. We ask the question, what does Gary do next? And this is where you can decide. We'll take suggestions from the chat room. We take suggestions from the chat room as to what to do. What does Gary do? We take 8 suggestions, and then from there we play and see what Gary does. So suggestions, obviously go west. Always the main quest sort of sitting at the top of the screen, you know what I mean? Bury the dead. There are 2 lizard folk. The lizard folk chieftains are dead. Their corpses nearby, as well as 1 bullywug. Go to the orcs. I can spell. Go to the orcs. Oh yeah, he also has an item around his neck, doesn't he? Ask the lizard folk for a trinket that extends the snake tooth necklace. I don't know what that means, but okay. Thank you, Shadow. Share a meal with his constituents to gain trust. They're completely enthralled to you. There is nothing that will stop that from happening, but you can do that if you want. Take a long rest. I'll take a short rest in there as well. Le Mini Mini Meo has finally made it. Let's take 1 from Lenny Mini Mini Mo. Since they've travelled all the way over from YouTube just to get involved. Give us a suggestion. Put you on the spot right here. Mini Mo. Mini Neo. Lenny. I'm going to call you Lenny. What do you think Gary can do next? It's entirely up to you. Let your imagination run wild. You have 30 seconds to answer me before I get impatient. Has just written the number 5. Has no idea what's going on. All right, we'll take Ratch's option then. Gary does a little dance. Are the options. Now this is how you vote. This is the vote portion here. So you type the number in the chat room. Which option do we do? And then we follow that through. So you type the number appropriate to the option on the screen that you want to lock in, and then we play that out. If a dice roll is required, we get on with dice rolls. If not, we just play it out. We play it out as if you were playing D&D with any old, you are Gary, you are the singular character in this campaign, the Twitch chat as a whole, and I will figure everything else out as your DM. In the chat room, you can do ! character sheet. You can do ! spell sheet. They will give you the ideas of what Gary's abilities are, what his HP is, his AC and stuff like that. If you've never played D&D before, I'll try and explain some things as we go along. Feel free to ask questions. I'll try and explain it. I'm not going to expect everyone to know the ins and outs of D&D. But I have been playing D&D now for a decade. And I've been running D&D at a professional level on a channel called Table Story. Pretty much weekly for about almost coming up to 10 years as well. Not really, more like 8. It's still a long enough time. So I kind of know what I'm doing at this point. When the time comes, we'll be able to roll dice in the chat room. And also we have microtransactions If you, the only way that I'm currently able to put food on my table is by running these sessions on a Sunday. Every 10 gift subs, we spin the wheel, and there are random effects on the wheel that will happen. So it's a big wheel that spins around and around and around. The options are an encounter, a potion, an item, a magical item, a boss battle, a next roll being a 20, next roll being a 1, a trap, teleport Gary immediately get up to 25% of Gary's total possible XP between whatever level he's at. A wild magic surge could happen, a sort of random magical effect. We could apply a condition to Gary. We can curse Gary. A Deus Ex Machina will happen. Whatever Gary wants to happen will suddenly happen. We could heal Gary entirely and we can recover his spells. And I wonder if no, it didn't work. I need the little tick sound, you know, to be quieter, don't I? Because at the moment it's so loud and I keep forgetting to do it. So I'm just gonna do that real quick. I wonder what happens if I use... What have we got in here? These are too long, aren't they? These are far too long. Too loud. We need a little quiet sound. We need a little quiet sound that goes around and around for the ticker, but I don't think I've got the time. I can't do it now. Okay. Bury the Dead is the play. So here we have the Lizard Folk Shaman, the Lizard Chieftain, and the Bullywug. And I think Gary sets everybody to task here. The Lizard Folk start digging holes. The Bullywugs start carrying the bodies of the Lizard Folk Shaman, the Lizard Chieftain, and their fallen Bullywug to the graves. And we'll put a little grave on the map here. We can put 3 little graves. And since I want this to not look like shit, this is how you would do it. This is how I do it. Just put them a little off center. And make that look legit. Gary says this will be the first of 2 funerals that we'll be attending today if you want to watch Wild RP later on. For some reason I can't load up anything. My computer's having troubles today and I don't know why. So we're just going to go ahead and say a quick eulogy for 2 lizard folk and a bullywug in a swamp area who were killed by Death himself and buried near their swampy homes. Let's see what ChatGPT being my assistant director for these episodes, it's far too much for me to do all myself. This is I said quick and it's written the longest thing ever. Gary says, "Ladies and gentlemen, gather close, for today we pay tribute to 3 souls who were taken from us too soon. In the heart of I should have gotten fucking ChatGPT to write the eulogy that I wrote for Glass, and now I'm pissed off because this is better than what I wrote. In the heart of the swamp, where the mist hangs low and the waters whisper secrets, we bid farewell to 2 brave lizard folk and a valiant bullywug. Also, Gary, for some reason, just for this scene alone, is wearing like a full priest outfit with a Christian book in front of him. What's the Christian book called, Brad? A Christian book. Fuck, the lion's mane needs to kick in. These 3 lived by the rhythm of the swamp, their lives intertwined with the murmur of the marshes and the dance of the reeds. They were fierce protectors of their home, and their spirits reflected the strength and resilience of the swamp itself. The lizard folk are standing there, tears in their eyes, crying. Their reptilian little napkins made out of the skin of people that they've eaten, that have wandered too close to Krasukar. The lizard folk with scales that shimmered like emeralds in the dappled sunlight were guardians of their kin. Their wisdom and courage were known far and wide. Their tales of valor whispered in the croaking frogs and the rustle of leaves. They stood tall, unyielding in the face of danger, embodying the very essence of their homeland. The bullywugs move around, kind of awkwardly shuffling, and then suddenly, the bullywug, though small in stature, possessed a heart as vast as the swamp. One of the bullywugs in the group just goes, Ribbit. His leaps of faith and boundless enthusiasm were a testament to his indomitable spirit. He was a beacon of hope and camaraderie. His laughter, a cherished sound among the murky waters. Death himself, in his inscrutable nature, claimed them, leaving us to mourn their loss. Yet, as we stand by their resting place, let us remember them not with sorrow, but with reverence for the lives they lived. Their essence will forever linger in the swamp's embrace. In every ripple and shadow, a reminder of their undying legacy. May their spirits find peace in the depths of the swamp they so dearly loved. Rest well, brave lizard folk and noble bullywug. Your memory will live on in the heart of the marshes, eternal as the waters that cradle you now. Everyone's crying, and not a dry eye in the house. Everyone's in tears. Gary couldn't care less. With the funeral concluded, it's now time to determine once more. What does Gary do next? I'll leave these ones up here. Let's take another option from the chat room. One more option. These are all good. Go to the Knolls. Not many people know what Knolls are. So that should be interesting. Okay. Get your votes in. What do you think Gary should do next, everyone? The choice, as always, is yours. Don't forget to tune into Wild RP tonight for another fucking funeral. While you vote on that, let me see if I can pull up my special tables. Okay. Take a long rest. Gary settles down for the night, stepping into one of the huts that belong to a chieftain. The lizard folk get into their own hut, the bullywugs take their own hut, and Seg claims the Hag's Hut. And the group settle down for the evening. It's now time to determine whether there is an encounter during this long rest, while everyone is asleep, safe and sound. Let's roll a d20, everyone. Exclamation point, roll d20 in the chat. Now how this works is it will take 15 rolls, I think now. I think I knocked it down. We'll see if I fucked that up or not. The winning roll is a 14 from the chat room. Okay. Now from now on, we'll take the second roll because look, you rolled over that. So it takes the first. The winning roll is a 14, which I think means you are perfectly safe from encounter. Yeah. The next morning, Gary wakes up. Ah, what a beautiful day. And Gary will be at full HP. He's got all of his spells. He's already at full HP. He's got 2 wild shapes back. Gets his Balm of the Summer Court, which allows him to heal. Now Gary also has, what was the item that he got called? Why didn't I write that down? That seems important. It was the Frostbane amulet around his neck. He has the Frostbane amulet, which has a disruptive aura that will affect Rindor the Calm, the White Dragon. Frostbane amulet. Okay. Gary wakes up. The lizard folk wake up. The bullywug wake up. Everyone has a nice breakfast around the graves. Everyone having a wonderful breakfast. Enjoying the morning. Fully refreshed and ready to go. I ask you again, what does Gary do next? Doesn't need a long rest or a short rest. So we can take 2 more suggestions from the chat. Build a fort. I don't know why he would do that, but sure. There you go. That's what Max wants to do. Any other suggestions? Consult who would be easiest to recruit next. Let's see. Away you go. Thank you for the subs so far this morning. I didn't really get to thank any of them because this is quite hard to get done. Pindon, Fruit Punch, Kyrie, Danny's Tea, Shadow, Claykite, the person who gifted Lenny a sub. Shadow gifted a sub to Talon C, who is the wonderful the person who plays the wonderful Freddie Foster on Wild RP, that has provided us with some brilliant roleplay this week. Get your votes in. Consult who would be easiest to recruit next. Okay. Gary turns to Seg and says, right, well, we've got the bullywugs and we've got the lizard folk, but who's going to be easiest for us to gather next? We've got the hobgoblins the orcs, the gnolls, and the trolls. Let's see if Seg knows the answer. We can roll a little. Let's put Seg in the characters thing, so I can always figure out where he is. We can put the lizard folk. I've got to tidy this all up. Now the draft horse is a thing that Gary can turn into. The bullywug is a monster as well. The owlbear's a monster. The pseudo dragon's a monster. The constrictor snake's a monster. Handouts. Death and Gary. Did Seg do this? The image of death. The image of Seg. Where is Seg? An int check from Seg. A 2. Seg says, by far the easiest. Oh no, what is he? He's Londony. By far the easiest thing. The easiest one of them to recruit's gotta be the hobgoblins, ain't it? I mean, goblins are dumb as shit. You can sort of trick them into doing anything with a little bit of, a little bit of food. Or like something shiny, like coins or whatever. Gary says, right, the hobgoblins. Okay. Hobgoblins are the easiest to recruit. Safe in the knowledge that hobgoblins are the easiest to recruit. What does Gary do next? Head to the hobgoblins. I'll put on the list. Let's see. What does Gary do next? The choice is yours. As always, the choice is yours. Head to the hobgoblins is the plan. I'm sure this is going to work out just fine for you. Right. We go to the hobgoblins next. Well, where are the hobgoblins? Let's see if Gary knows where the hobgoblins are. What check would this be? I'd imagine this will either be a history check or a survival check. Let's go with a history check, I think. Yeah. Let's start rolling a history check. Exclamation point, roll d20. We take the second roll. The second roll in the chat. Wow, the first one was a 20. And this will be a +2 to whatever roll you make. A 9. I feel like it's too little an amount, isn't it now? Is there more people here this week? Is that what's going on? No. There's not. So you've got a 9 plus 2 to your history check. So an 11. I'm going to roll a random d20, and that's the DC you have to beat. 16. Gary doesn't know where the hobgoblins are. You have no idea where the hobgoblins are. So, what does Gary do next? Suggestions. Let me double check what the rolls are right now on the dice bot. It's 15. What do you think? I should make it more than 15? Ask where they are. Ask who where they are. Ask everyone where they are. Commune with nature to decide a direction to travel. Alright, well, I mean, which one of those do you want to do? That's the option, isn't it? Let's be honest. Now, let me restart this bot. And we'll do 20 rolls. Even though I think, wasn't that what it was last time? Oh no, it was 20. It was 15, wasn't it? It was 25, and then I put it down to 15. Should be 20 rolls now, and it will pick from the 20 rolls. We'll see if that is a little better. Commune with nature to decide a direction to travel. Okay. Now, the ways that Gary can commune with nature. Speak with small beasts is one. Cast Find Familiar is another. I think he also just has the ability to summon a spirit. As an action, you can spend a use of your Wild Shape feature to cast the Find Familiar spell. So you can cast it as a spell, or you can cast it using Wild Shape. So, let's... How does Gary commune with nature? Find Familiar, Wild Shape. Find Familiar spell slot. So you can cast that spell in two different ways. You can use your Wild Shape ability, of which you have 2 a day, or you can use one of your spell slots, which I think you have 3 a day. You can speak with small beasts. And any other suggestions from the chat room? Sing a Disney song to call the woodland critters. Any other suggestions? Thank you for the roses on TikTok. Place a stick on the ground and let it fall. Or which is it? Place a stick on the ground or let it fall. Meditate in a quiet place. Put some food out, see what comes. Do a cartwheel. Those are your options. Sing a Disney song to call the woodland critters. I wonder why you picked that one. Okay. Gary steps to the edge of the the water here. And begins to sing. And he sings. He looks out across the water and says, "I wanna be where the people are. I wanna see 'em dancing, walking around on those. What do you call them? Oh, human legs. Little gnome feet, you don't get too far. Knees are required for jumping, dancing." And that confirms, by the way, Gary doesn't have knees. "Strolling along down a... what's that word again? This actually works. Street. Up where they walk, up where they run, up where they stay all day in their Magitech. Wandering free. Wish I could be a human man." Let's see. Roll me a D20, chat. This is a performance check. And just like in real life, for me, a -1 on this roll. To see how well he does and what happens. We take the second roll, so not that 11. A 15. -1 is a 14. I think a little creature comes swimming up to you in the water. Let's see. Tiny Beasts D&D list. We did this the other day, right? Tiny Beasts, D10. This is what comes. This is what we do, isn't it? That's better. A 6. A fucking falcon. Fuck that. A falcon appears. You know, the fucking most amazing thing. A falcon flies down. Eagle sound effect. Do I have an eagle? Need our immersion, don't we? No. I don't have an... Somehow I don't have an eagle sound effect. I've got a chihuahua sound effect. Hey, Demi. Hey, pal. Shut the fuck up. An eagle sound effect.mp3 plays. And an eagle lands near Gary. Gary says to the eagle, "Hello, little friend." Now, Gary can just speak to animals, right? Through sounds and gestures, you can communicate simple ideas with small beasts. He starts doing this. It's like those the fucking anime fucking cosplayers on TikTok. "Hi, little friend. How are you? Huh, you're so silly. Look at your little wings." And he says, Tell me, do you know where the hobgoblins are? We eagle. The eagle doesn't have a... We need an eagle screech sound effect. How can I not have an eagle sound effect? How's that possible? How is it possible I don't have a fucking eagle sound effect? Eagle.
Audio Jungle.
The worst sound effect I've ever heard.
Audio Jungle.
Where's...
Audio Jungle.
It's an owl! How do I not have an eagle sound? How is that even possible? Everyone has an eagle sound effect. Eagle. You're fucking kidding me. God damn it. Wait, is it an eagle or a falcon? That's the same creature. That's the same thing. That's what you want. There it is, baby. There's literally no difference between an eagle and a falcon. In any possible way. It's the exact same bird. And everyone knows it. And I won't hear another word about it again. So unbelievably loud. Okay. Okay. The eagle takes flight. Flying suddenly eastwards. Gary looks to the others, looks back at the eagle and says, "Come on, let's go." And then the scene from Lord of the Rings happens where they're all running, you know? You know what? Not going to play it. You know the scene in Lord of the Rings where they're running across the plains, Legolas and fucking Gimli and whatever his name is, running across the swamp. Gary, followed by Seg, followed by a bunch of bullywugs, followed by a bunch of lizard folk running across Middle Earth, following this eagle. Okay, everyone roll me a d20. Let's see if you run into any encounters along the way. So this is 1, 2, 3. How do I fucking get this to not be annoying? I don't. Okay. The second roll we'll take. You are running through the swamps. A 17, nothing. You run into nothing. No danger ahead of you. You see Seg and Gary pathfinding their way through the dangers of the forest, the swamp, moving quietly past a great big nest of snakes, jumping over a whirlpool, literally a crazy leap. The eagle flying above them, guiding them to the destination. Slowly but surely, you see something in the distance. Gary, we're on a wheel spin? Okay, well, let me check this first. Let's see this first. First wheel spin of the day. Literally can't read what that says. Apply condition. Fuck. D&D conditions. How many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Gary starts moving through the undergrowth, and he sees something ahead of him. What's that, Seg? What's that? Seg says, I don't see anything. I don't see anything, mate. Gary says, now hold on just 1 minute. What is that? A light moves across Gary's face. Suddenly, Gary says, I don't feel right, Mr. Sig. Gary turns to stone and is petrified. A petrified creature is transformed along with any non-magical object it is wearing or carrying into solid, inanimate substance, stone. Its weight increases by a factor of 10 and it ceases aging. The creature is incapacitated, can't move or speak, and is unaware of its surroundings. Attack rolls against the creature have advantage. The creature automatically fails strength and dex saving throws. The creature has resistance to all damage. The creature is immune to poison and disease, although a poison or disease already in its system is suspended, not neutralized. How to cure petrified D&D. Stone to flesh, greater restoration, or similar, followed by a raised dead or a greater magic like resurrection. Or a potion. Alright. I guess you're now playing as Seg. The Seg side mission. Seg says, shit. Gary. Dong 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 da dong 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 da dong 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 dong. Gary's been turned to fucking stone. The bullywugs look at him. The lizard folk look at him. Knack, 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 knack. Oh, you lot are useless. I'll do it myself. He puts on the glove. Now, you're now playing as Seg. You are now playing as Seg. Seg. This is Seg's character sheet. Seg has sunlight sensitivity. While in sunlight, the kobold has disadvantage on attack rolls as well as wisdom perception checks that rely on sight. Let's see what time it is. Swamps are always gloomy, actually. I'm not going to say he's in direct sunlight. He has pack tactics. He has a +1 longsword, which we confirmed is the sword from... what's that fucking Isekai? The first ever Isekai that was ever made. The first ever Isekai that was ever made. Sword Art Online. He has Kirito's sword. He has a dagger and he has a sling. However, he only has 13 HP, which it says on here is 5 and we need to up. He's got 13 HP. 14 AC, and he's got his shield down. And these are his stats. They're not great. Seg is just a basic bitch kobold. He's a slightly enhanced kobold. Let's see. What does Seg do? Suggestions from the chat, please. Observes Gary. Pray to a god to unstone Gary. Pray to Gary for guidance. Cries. See if he knows how to cure it. Find a safe spot to place Gary. Look for nitric acid and alcohol a la Dr. Stone. Go west. The choice is yours. The choice is yours. Of all the things you can get, you basically got the insta-kill that's there. Alright. See if he knows how to cure it. Okay. Roll me a d20. You have a -1 to this check. Let's see if he can figure out how to cure it. I'm going to set the DC as a 10. I think this is an average roll that you need to get. Second roll, that's a 9. We take the second roll. Any tips and tricks for beginners on Cyberpunk, please? Not even playing Cyberpunk. Right, do we knock the roll back down? Did I miss it? What's happening here? Shouldn't have changed it, should I? A 14. He does know how to cure it. He does know how to cure it. He needs to find somebody that can cast Stone to Flesh, Greater Restoration, or Greater Restoration. Or he needs to find nitric acid and alcohol. And then just slowly drip it on to Gary. There are potions that can be made from the stomach juice of basilisks that would work. He knows all of the ways. How to cure it. Let's see. What does Seg do next? He does know how to cure Gary, but does not have the means. No one here has any of these things that he needs. Have the group carry Gary onwards. Search for a healer in the swamps. Find a goblin apothecary at the hobgoblins. See if you can gather the items necessary to cure Gary. Wonder if the hobgoblins have someone that can cure it. I think that's number 3. It's the same thing, Max. No, it's not. I said think about it, not do it. Well, sucks to be you, I guess. I don't know. What do you want from me? Is that it? Those are all the options. Sculpt Gary into the true hero he deserves to be. All right. The choice is yours. What does Seg do? Playing as your backup character here. Bobby the backup bard. Seg. Find a goblin apothecary at the hobgoblins is the plan. What does Seg do with Gary? I think the options are have the group carry Gary, have the group defend Gary. Seg sneaks on alone. What does Seg do with Gary? Have the group carry Gary. Have the group defend Gary. And Seg sneaks on by himself. During that time, we're having a wheel spin. We're having a wheel spin. Show me to me. Really glad that I can't speak on the day that I have to speak really well in Wild RP. Get it wrong. What are those speech things that you have to do to get good at speaking before you do public speaking? Poo poo in my bum bum, poo poo, poo poo in my bum bum, poo poo, poo poo in my bum bum, poo poo, poo poo in my bum bum. Have the group defend Gary and Seg sneaks on. Seg turns to the group and says, "Right. Defend this with your lives. No matter what comes for it, no matter what happens, you lay down your lives and you do not let any harm come to this statue of Gary. Do you understand?" It's now time to roll for Seg. Roll me a d20. He has a -1 to his charisma roll. Let's see if he can get the point across. We take the second roll that comes up. There's a 14. We need to knock it back down again, don't we? $15's too little, 20's too much. A 15 you've rolled. -1 is a 14. The bullywugs stare at Seg. The lizard folk stare at him for a moment. Then the bullywugs move and say, "Rub, rub, 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 rub." They make a circle around the statue of Gary with their spears out. The lizard folk say, "Knack, knack, knack, knack," and they make a circle around Gary in a defensive stance. Seg sneaks on. Okay, Seg is going to sneak off and try and find a goblin apothecary with the hobgoblins. What does Seg do next? What does Seg do next? Oh, we need to do a wheel spin. Hold on. Let's do that now. Seg recovers all of his spells. Seg has no spells. I'm so sorry. Maybe he'll get one after this. What does Seg do next? Rambo himself with the mud of the swamp. He looks for signs of goblins. Lenny's got it. Lenny's finally caught up. Lenny's figured out how the game works and has joined in. Whatever things does Seg do? Find a lone goblin to kill, wear his face mask, and infiltrate the goblins. Okay. Any other suggestions? Is that it? That's all we've got? Okay. That was your options. Had your chance. Is he going to Rambo himself with the mud of the swamp, look for signs of goblins, or find a lone goblin to kill, wear his face as a mask, and infiltrate the goblins like the Walking Dead? I'll leave it up for a minute, the vote. Before we determine what Seg does. Rambo himself. Yeah, I love that that's how it's pronounced. You know what I mean? He Rambos himself. Seg digs his fingers into the mud and puts the mud on his face, puts some leaves on his shoulders, creates a longbow out of sticks and stones. And you know what? He does create a longbow, since he Rambos himself. What the fuck is all this? Now he's small, so he can't use a longbow, can he? So he needs a short bow. The fuck is all this writing? It creates a short bow for the short king. He now looks like... He puts a bandana around his head. He has infinite ammo for his short bow. He looks legit. He looks like Rambo right now. Okay. What does Seg do next? Let's get a Rambo song. An instrumental song from Suno. Called Seg, Rambo of the Swamp. While we do this. No, it doesn't need to be instrumental, does it? Alright, what are the options? Seg has nothing in his inventory apart from weapons. Charge the goblin encampment, bow, blazing arrows. Track goblins. I love that you don't... By the way, they're going for hobgoblins, not goblins. Goblins and hobgoblins are different. Just so you're aware. If he tracks goblins, he'll find a goblin camp and not the hobgoblin camp. Scout for infiltration points. Track hobgoblins. I mean, you might want to find goblins. Maybe he wants to find goblins. And he could find a goblin apothecary. Climb a tree. Get a good view of the camp. Call Campbell for advice. Head to nearest witch doctor is such a like fucking... You don't know where there is one. It's like literally what everyone is doing. Fast travel to the nearest hobgoblin encampment. Poison his arrows. Away you go. Ratch falling prey once again to writing something that was too long for him. Right. Call Campbell for advice. Okay. What do I have here? Thank you for the sub.
Seg? This is Colonel Campbell.
He like walks in, stage left. Oh, fuck! You fucking shot, kind of. Seg says, "I need advice. My boy's been turned to fucking stone. I'm in the middle of a swamp. And I don't know what to do." Colonel Campbell says,
Actually, I'm in bad shape financially. I pay money to my ex-wife as part of our divorce settlement, among other bills. I just had no choice but to make you pay for lunch the other day. I'm really sorry.
"What? What are you talking about? I need advice on how to turn my boy back from stone to flesh."
I hear it's amazing when the purple stuffed worm in Flapjaw Space with the tuning fork does a roll blink on Harry Curry Rock. I need scissors. 61.
What on earth are you...
Your role, that is, mission, is to infiltrate the structure and disarm the terrorists.
My role? Why do you keep saying that?
Actually, there is something I've been meaning to tell you, but I just couldn't. I think you should know, though. On Saturday morning last week, I saw a guy leaving Rosemary's room. How should I put it? It was like they were intimate. I'm sorry. Sorry to bring this up during the mission.
You son of a bitch. You son of a bitch, Campbell. Okay. What does Seg do next? Where was Ratchet's suggestion? Do we have a wheel spin? Drops the bow and one by one clears the camp by tombstoning people and elbowing the camp goers. And we have a wheel spin, or we don't have a wheel spin? Am I stupid? Am I dumb? Yeah, we do. Okay. The choice is yours. What does Seg do next? Poisons his arrows. Seg spends a little while here, taking an arrow out one by one, and then squeezing the poison he finds from a poison plant. That's a poison plant. Named so because it's poisonous, he says to a bullywug nearby. The bullywug just stares at him. Yeah. Each of the arrows now poisoning does 1d4 poison damage. That's his sling. An additional 1d4 poison. Congratulations. What does Seg do next? One more suggestion. We've got charge the goblin encampment by bow blazing arrows, track goblins, scout for infiltration points, track hobgoblins, climb a tree to get a good view of the camp, fast travel to the nearest hobgoblin encampment, drops the bow and one by one clears the camp by tombstoning and people elbowing the campgoers. Oh, fuck. Kills himself and asks Death to help Gary. You're gonna trying to just rely on Death every time. This is the problem with giving D&D players the any Deus Ex Machina or any power whatsoever that's greater than what they have on their character sheets. The choice is yours. I don't know why I can't find what I need, but great. Scout for infiltration points. Okay. Seg. Enters. Need to redo Seg's thing, don't I? The battlefield. He's going to scout the area ahead of him. Let's get a perception check from Seg. This is a -2. Fuck. He has a -2 on his perception checks. Roll your d20s and let's listen to this song. Take the second roll. This is called Seg, Rambo of the Swamp. Thank you, Saki. What do you get? A 12? So a 10. Alright. So, what is ahead of Seg here is either a Gorgon, a Basilisk, a Cockatrice, a Medusa, a Beholder, or a stone thing. Or a stone thing. So, let me write that down here. A Gorgon, the worst one is for sure a Beholder. A Gorgon. A Cockatrice. A Medusa. What else did I say? Oh, a Basilisk. Or a sort of stone, a Petrify trap. (1d6). A 6. It's a trap of some sort. A lighthouse. It's a fucking lighthouse, is what it is. Cannot believe there is an artwork for a lighthouse. Now, ahead of you is a giant sort of stone lighthouse. The light every now and then passes over the area. Seg must make his way past the lighthouse. Do we have a wheel spin? Did I miss the last one? Alright, here we go. An item. Seg gets an item. Roll a d20 to determine what he gets. Probably not going to help him in any way whatsoever here. Which one of those was better? I think the first one. That one, wasn't it? For sure. Seg, Rambo of the Swamp. A 16? Is that the roll? Yeah. What did I request though? What was I requesting? Why did I request a roll? Oh, for the item. The item that he gets. 16. Oh, bro, he just got a +1 shield that is constructed of iron wood. Holy shit, Seg. Got a fucking +1 shield. His AC is now 15. Seg sneaks into the area by crawling underneath a thing, which transitions the two levels. He walks away from the other globe and then just starts crawling, and it goes. He appears in this area. There is a great amount of stone ruins here. All sorts of great big columns grown over with algae. And there is a low water, swampy water, a thick green algae layer across the top as he crawls into this new area. Every now and then, a light passes overhead. Seg sees the falcon fly. The light catches the falcon, and the falcon's eye in the side of its head looks at the light, and the eagle suddenly turns to stone. Plop. And lands in the swamp. If Seg gets caught in the lighthouse, the magical lighthouse's petrification light, he will be turned to stone. And that will probably be the end of the campaign. So, no pressure, but what does Seg do next? What does Seg do next? Bail? Sneak towards the lighthouse without getting caught and walk out. I mean, just the most annoying. Every time. Walks to the lighthouse and then goes past everything and goes to the goblin camp and gets the apothecary and then wins the campaign and he's won the campaign. Approach from beneath the muck as his intro song plays. Okay. Any other suggestions? Sand the shield so that it mirrors the light reflecting off of him. Crawl past the lighthouse until away from the light. I'm leaving the until in there. Perception. No, that's not what it says. To determine the timing of the lighthouse. Retreat to build a ballista to take out the lighthouse from a distance. Alright, those are good options. There's your options. Away you go. Away you go. Why is Seg so cool? He just survived so much. He should have been dead 10 times over. Gary's all but forgotten immediately. How fickle you all are. Gary who? Punished Seg. Sand the shield so that it mirrors the light reflecting off of him, which is just by far the best suggestion in there. Okay, it's time for a survival check from Seg. Survival, he has a -2 to this roll. Roll d20, let's go. Let's take the second option. Every fantasy hero needs a sidekick that objectively outshines them is absolutely dead on. That's true. Take the second roll that comes up. Remember, you can always pay to win by repeatedly gifting 10 gift subs until you get either a Deus Ex Machina or a fucking super item or what else would save you here? Magical item. Next roll being a 20. Maybe a wild magic would save you. We need more good ones on there, really, don't we? Insta Rage is trying to pay to win. Microtransactions are available in this game. But didn't the wheel spin F us up in the first place? Keeper actively trying to keep food out of my mouth. Keeper going out of her way to make sure that I don't eat next month. Thanks very much, Keeper. I appreciate it. A 14. -2 is a 12. I think that's a success. Seg starts sanding at the ironwood. He has to clean it up anyway, right? Because he's found it in the water. Eventually he gets this thing looking so shiny it's reflecting the sunlight dappled through the trees. Holding it up above his head, Seg sneaks forward. The light comes across and is reflected back at the lighthouse, turning the lighthouse to stone. Seg has defeated the lighthouse. Would be nice if I had the Final Fantasy victory theme, apparently. Apparently I don't. For some reason. I'm just saying it would be a little more strategic with our gambling. Keeper just trying to make sure that I earn absolutely no money on the stream. The only stream of the week that I earn any money at all from. Thanks very much. I appreciate it. Here we go. You've defeated the lighthouse. Congratulations. You've done it. You've defeated the lighthouse. What is happening? Oh, it started playing this. Okay, what do you do next? What does Seg do next? You defeated the lighthouse. What does Seg do now? I don't even know what's going on. Why did the lighthouse turn to stone? Because it's the classic thing of like Medusa. When you reflect the light back at Medusa, it turns her to stone and you win the fight. Right? So obviously, you turn the stone lighthouse to stone, which stops the light from turning. I don't know why you're questioning that logic. Look for the source of the lighthouse's magic. Look for an entrance to the lighthouse. Inspect the lighthouse. I mean, that's kind of the first one, isn't it? Remember, you can just continue on. Stealth onwards. Any other creative options? Creatively bankrupt this Sunday. It's all good. Go west. Check the view from the lighthouse. Bridge check. No, Keeper, I don't want your guilt money. I don't want your guilt money. You know the rules. Do not link that in the chat. Do not link anything in the chat. The Keeper. Keeper's on a timeout on the naughty step. I want to see money. I mean, you're also just like Provide the dog for me. She's asleep. I don't want to wake her up. I would just show you for free. It's just that I'm in the middle of something right now. I don't know if anyone's noticed. I'm in the middle of something right now. Look for the source of the lighthouse's magic. Okay. This will be an Arcana check, which is a -1 for Seg. Oh my god, the last notification I received from your channel was 4 years ago. I thought you died a horrible death, Brad. Well, it could have, like, literally done any Google. You know, could have Googled it. It's all good. Just didn't give a shit that I was dead. Fine. Alright. Fair enough. Didn't care that I was dead even slightly. All good. Didn't give a shit I was dead at all. It's all good. And 11, what was that, the first or the second one? That's the first one. We take the second one, the Arcana check. Seg has a -1 to his int, so he has a -1 to his Arcana roll. And a wheel spin. I need to knock the roll down again, don't I? 15 was fine, turns out. How can it feel like the 15 was so... It took us so... We got so quickly and 20 takes so long to get through. Let me start the bot again. We'll do 16. Do 16. Okay, 16 is the number rolled as well, so that says everything that we need it to know. So Seg has a -1, so it's a 15. And you get a wheel spin. Seg immediately gets 25% of his maximum XP. We'll give it to Gary if Seg is successful, okay? Remember. We'll give it to Gary if Seg is successful, and Seg will have his own sort of level up as well. That's what we'll do here. Let me just restart the dice bot. Let me just restart the dice bot here. Now it's 16 rolls. We'll see if that's a little better. Okay, Shellbreaker. Oh, someone anonymous gifting subs towards the spin here. Okay, 25% XP. Okay, Seg is looking to see if he can determine the source of magic from this lighthouse. Let's see what ChatGPT has to say about that. I'm curious as to how creative it can be. Seg starts climbing over the lighthouse, looking in places. He is, after all, a kobold, and kobolds are good tinkerers, which means they can take things apart and sort of jerry-rig them together again. he starts looking over the bits and pieces of this this lighthouse and eventually finds the magical item within the lighthouse known as the Gorgon lens, an ancient lens crafted from the enchanted scales of a gorgon. It is the true source of the lighthouse's petrifying magic. A large, multifaceted crystal that refracts and amplifies magical energy, turning the lighthouse's beam into a weapon capable of turning living beings into stone. You have now the Gorgon lens. So what does Seg do? With the Gorgon lens, chat. Combine it with the shield. Wonder if you can reverse engineer it. Make some cool sunglasses too. Tinker with the lens, reverse its magic, add a switch to it. Flip the Gorgon lens and try to reverse the effect on Gary. Keep it to trade later. Pretty good, we'll go with those. What does Seg do with the Gorgon lens? Combine it with the shield, ponder if he can reverse engineer it, make some cool sunglasses too, tinker with the lens, reverse its magic, add a switch to it, flip the Gorgon lens and try to reverse the effect on Gary, keep it to trade later. Do you know Mr. Beast crossed T-Series? He took revenge for PewDiePie. Well, I'll take things I couldn't care less about for 500, please, Gary. Ding, ding, ding. Sorry, Jake. I just couldn't care less. Flip the Gorgon lens and try to reverse the effect on Gary. Okay. Lugging the lens back to where Gary is, which isn't really this map, but we're going to say it is for now. Seg is going to try and invert the power of the Gorgon lens to reverse the effects on Gary. Now, this would be either an Arcana check. I mean, this can only be an Arcana check, really. So let's go. Arcana check. -1 to your roll here. As Seg sticks the Gorgon lens down. This is a big lens. This is a big thing. He shoves it into the ground, turns it around, and attempts to activate the lens in a reverse way and unpetrify Gary. An Arcana check. Seg has a -1 to his Arcana. A 12. which makes this an 11. Here's the DC. You've got to beat a 5. I think Seg takes out a little wrench and starts messing with bits and pieces, tinkering with little elements of this thing. Eventually, Seg says, I think it's ready. Let's give it a go. What do you say, boys? He attaches it to jump cables to a car battery. With 2 wrenches on either side of the lens, he says, let's try it. Pulling the things down. The lens activates in a reverse way. Gary says, oh, shit. Oh, I feel like, and throws up. Seg turns to Gary and says, oh, you're back. And Gary says, hey? I mean, what? What? Oh, didn't they go anywhere? Oh, be careful, there's a light. Seg says, don't worry about the light. He puts the wrench on his shoulder like anime style and says, I got the light right here. And then the Gorgon lens goes and sizzles and smokes because it can't be used anymore. Gary lives again.
In the last little forest, untamed and left wild.
What does Gary do now?
A leader of men, a leader of more.
Gary also gets
He's listening
25% of his
he's ready
XP.
for war. A powerful druid, but he cannot fly. He's in love with death, but he cannot die. His name is Gary, and this is his story.
Go
His
west.
name is Gary.
Onwards to the Hobgoblins.
It's scary, but no more he can. It's scary, fuck yeah, move a dick.
This Seg.
His name is Scary, and this
Alright,
is his
I guess those are the
story.
options.
His name is Scary, revel in his glory. It's scary, but no more he can.
Stare into space until something catches his attention.
It's scary, fuck yeah, move a dick. His name is Gary, and this is his story.
Remember, you can spin the wheel with subs. These streams are way more effort than any other stream, and they are currently the only thing keeping me afloat on Twitch, so if you're enjoying the stream, subs at least do something.
It's scary, like no more he can. It's scary, fuck yeah, move a dick.
Onwards to the Hobgoblins, you have decided. Alright. Or spin the wheel. Alright, first we spin the wheel, and then we move onwards To the Hobgoblins, thank you for the subs. Another 20, so you get 50% of your total XP. Let's do that now then. 900, which is what? What's half of 900? 450? You're almost at the next level. 800 XP. Are you laughing at me not doing maths again? So 800 of 900 XP has been earned so far through wheel spins alone. I think also Seg gets a level up as well. He can have some extra HP. 2d6 minus 2. Another 5 HP for Seg, putting him up to 18 HP. And we will give him 1 extra ability point, and we're going to randomize it. Strength, Dex, Con, Int, Wiz, Charisma. Actually, I'll let you pick. I'll let you pick where you want that to go. Seg, +1 ability point. Strength, Dex, Con, Int, Wiz, Charisma. He currently has a 7 in Strength, a 15 in Dex, a 9 in Con, an 8 in an 8 in Int, a 7 in Wisdom, and an 8 in Charisma. No, I just immediately gave you the answer like a child that can't think. Yeah, I mean, I can do those ones. I can do half of stuff usually. The choice is yours. Seg gets a little level up. A little level up. Here's a song I just made right now. Charisma. You have chosen for Seg to level up. Which means his charisma is now 9. So he has a -1 to that, which I don't think has changed anything at all. What about this one? A Destiny Child song. I'm a survivor. Okay. What was Gary gonna do? What won? I can't remember what won the previous poll. Did we do it? It was Onwards to Hobgoblins. Onwards, Gary travels. Oh, cool. Onwards, Gary travels. Onwards, Gary travels to the Hobgoblin encampment. Let's see. The Hobgoblin Encampment. What I need is like little I guess you know what, it's just going to be exactly the same as the other one. This is the lizard folk and this is the hobgoblins. What I think I've got here, what I think I can do here is delete this and add where is the swamp? Like one that's got a bit of land on it. There we go, perfect. The Hobgoblin Encampment. Let's see. Now, hobgoblins. Hobgoblins. Challenge 1/2. Hobgoblin Captain. Challenge 3. Now we want 1, 2. We want a bunch of these guys, don't we? We want a little lookout tower. That's what we want. A tower. Mate, there we go. Look at that. Right there, baby. Where the captain is stationed. Approaching by water, Gary, Seg, the Bullywugs, and Lizard Folk. How does Gary approach the Hobgoblin camp? How does Gary approach the Hobgoblin camp? Now, what song from Final Fantasy best describes the Hobgoblin camp? Really? Slow and steady. Dancing. It worked last time. Saunter with confidence. White flag in the air. Sings a seductive song. Approaches with arms wide open. Announce with thaumaturgy, which basically means he can boom his voice very loud. Like a boss are your options. What I need is that one. Is it this one? Yes. Announce with thaumaturgy. What does Gary say? Loudly. Now bear in mind, thaumaturgy means his voice is going to boom out louder than as if he has a megaphone, basically. What does he say? Marco. What are you doing in my swamp? I need a healer. Brothers, I am Gary, and I come to you with a proposition. Asked to speak to the chieftain. I am Gary. Hear me bust. JJQ wants him to say fooling hobbits, which I don't think is a thing in any of the movies. Are you ready for glory? I join me. That's exactly what is written there. And so that's what he will say. And I will feed you for days. Foolish hobbits, booming Gandalf in Bag End. Yeah, but that's not what you wrote, is it? So that's not what he's going to say. It's not how D&D works. You fuck up, you have to deal with it. Fooling hobbits, I kind of hope wins at this point. You can also spin the wheel and maybe something like a Deus Ex Machina will happen again. And death will arrive and kill all of the hobgoblins and immediately bind them to your will. Which is what happened last time, much to the DM's chagrin. Now you have an army. Okay, no more votes. Ask to speak to the chieftain. Okay. Gary approaches. An army of lizard folk behind him. An army of bullywug behind him. Seg next to him. And he says,
I wish to speak to your chieftain.
As he casts thaumaturgy on his voice. And then, what does that say? A potion or poison? Poison isn't an option, so it's potion. It's very small, the writing on my screen. Let's roll a d20. You get a potion, but what is the potion that you get? Let's find out. We take the second roll. And what languages do hobgoblin captains speak? Common. Cool. We take the second roll. We take the second roll that you have here to offer. So it's a 9. Gary... Oh no. No, this isn't what happens. You have a potion of levitation. But it doesn't cast a levitate spell. It just makes you levitate for 1d6 minutes. Potion of levitation that will make Gary or the drinker levitate for 1d6 minutes appears in Gary's pocket. Gary shouts out,
I wish to speak to your chieftain.
The hobgoblin captain suddenly turns around. Speaking in goblinoid, he says, to the other hobgoblins. The other hobgoblins suddenly draw weapons and move to the river's edge, the swamp edge. He turns back to Gary and says, I am captain here. Who are you? What do you want with Hobgoblin Village? What is the name of this Hobgoblin Village? What do you want with this Blood Marsh outpost? They might be vampires because this is called Blood Marsh Outpost. What does Gary say back? What does Gary say in response? The Braveheart speech is the first option there. Tell him the entire story of the dragon. Offer a portion of the dragon's treasure. The Anakin High Ground speech. Anything else? Or is that it? These are the three options. I am Gary. We mean you no harm. Do a little dance. Okay, that's it. 5 options. Where did everyone go? Perhaps I could entice you with a little wheel spin to liven up the negotiations. Hi Darwin. It feels like every time I open this stream it's my sub-anniversary, so either I do it very rarely or life is meaningless and time is slipping by. Yeah, I feel that. I think it's the second one. Tell him the entire story of the dragon and offer a portion of the dragon's treasure.
Let me tell you a little story. My hobgoblin chieftain friend. Here in this swamp there's a dragon and his name. We're saying that once we've defeated him and united the swamp as one, we will all be free of Rindor the Calm. We will also offer you a very, very nice 10% of the total earnings of the treasure that we find. What say you to it?
Gary needs to roll me a persuasion check. He has a -1 to his persuasion check. Let's go. We take the second roll. We take the second roll. Shadow's gifting subs. He wants that sweet, sweet wheel spin during this very important negotiation. There's a 9. Is that that's the second roll. A 9 -1 on your persuasion check. Roll a little dice for the hobgoblin captain here. Roll a little wisdom dice. A 2. The hobgoblin captain scratches his chin for a minute. For the record, a hobgoblin, by the way, looks like this. Hobgoblins have dark orange or red-orange skin and hair ranging from dark red-brown to dark grey. Yellow or dark brown eyes peer out beneath their beetling brows, and their wide mouths sport sharp and yellow teeth. A male hobgoblin might have a large blue or red nose, which symbolises virility and power among goblin kin. This guy's got an enormous hobgoblin nose. Hobgoblins can live as long as humans, though their love of warfare and battle means that few do. Hobgoblins belong to a family of creatures called goblinoids. They are often found lording over their cousins, the smaller goblins and the ferocious bugbears. He scratches his chin, itches his giant nose, and says, "Well, perhaps this. 15% of total hoard. No more, no less. Perhaps then Hobgoblin will join you." What does Gary say back? He wants 15% of the hoard. Just say the word 13%. I accept. %, and a potion of levitation. 12.5% is the best I can do. Insight check him. Does he truly intend to help? 11% and I will dance for you. 15% for your mightiest warriors, a considerable bargain deal. 20, and that's my last offer. You can offer him more. choice is yours, chat. Remember, you can always spin the wheel to insert a level of chaos into this that is probably unnecessary. Considering it's kind of going your way. Insight check him. Alright, let's see if he does actually truly intend to help if you strike a bargain with him. Start rolling. Your insight check is a +1. You have a +1 to insight from wisdom. On Gary's sheet here. Take the second roll, which is 15 +1, 16. Now, what's the Hobgoblin Captain got for his own bullshit here? Let's just roll a whiz to see what you've got. You've got to beat a 3. He's very easily readable. You get the sense that this Hobgoblin Captain is extremely bored. He's standing around on top of this tower, swinging his sword around. He looks bored out of his mind, and he looks like he's been that way for days. Now, he was excited at first to see an army approaching. Lizardfolk, Bullywug, Gary, Seg. The excitement of battle. Tantalizing for this Hobgoblin Captain. Oh no. However, the offer of not just battle but riches entices him more. You definitely get the sense that he will certainly take this deal and probably will honor it. Probably will honor it. But first, we spin the wheel. This could be devastating. This could be devastating. A wild magic surge is about to happen here. A wild magic surge is about to happen here. Let's pull up. I have a special D 10,000 wild magic book. /R 1D 10,000. 1028 is what is going to happen here. Now this world has been under the effects of a lot of wild magic over the years. What have you done? What have you done? It was going so well. You were about to get a swarm of hobgoblins and a hobgoblin captain. 1,000. No, 1,028. I misread. I read 1,128. The caster is believed to be an escaped murderer by the nearest village. But in fact, what happens isn't... That would have been devastating. Luckily for you, I misread it. It's 1,028, which is that the caster now has a nose like a tapir. Gary's nose bursts out from his face and becomes a tapir's nose. Why do tapirs have such long noses? The tapir's prehensile snout is called a proboscis, and it's flexible as an elephant's trunk, capable of grabbing foliage that is usually too high for other herbivores to reach. You can now use it like a hand. Tapir nose. I forgot he also has 4 arms, doesn't he? Wild magic. You know what? 2 extra arms. Gary has 4 arms in total. Tapir nose. Wild magic. Gary has a prehensile tapir nose capable of grabbing. Use it however you wish. He's basically got 5 arms. If you get Mage Hand, does he have Mage Hand? If you have Mage Hand, he will become unstoppable. He will become an unstoppable force of hands. The Hobgoblin does seem to respond. He does seem to sort of believe, you know, what you're saying here. What does Gary say? Do you want to just take these ones again? We'll take one more option from the chat. 13%, I accept. 12% and a potion of levitation. 12.5 is the best I could do. 11% and I'll dance for you. 15% for your Mightiest Warrior is a considerable bargain. Deal. 20, and that's my last offer. Or let Seg decide. Cast Thunderwave. Go west. Okay. You're going with, I accept the 15% offered. Gary says,
I accept 15%. Join our band, and we shall take on Rindor the Calm together.
the Hobgoblin says, ah, very good, very good. Come then. Join us. You can stay here for the night. Tomorrow at dawn, we will go out and we will find this dragon.
How about 9:30?
Very good, 9:30.
How about 9:45? I'd like a lie-in. I've had a long day.
9:45. Congratulations. The Hobgoblins have joined the fucking party, as well as the Hobgoblin captain. A night of revelry begins as the hobgoblins, the lizard folk, the bullywug, the captain, Gary and Seg enjoy a night of revelry. I just created this song on Suno. Let's name the hobgoblin captain because he's a character. Hobgoblin name generator. What is this? A D10 /R 1D10 7 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Kravuzal the Violent. Kravuzal the Violent joins the leadership. As the hobgoblins, the lizard folk, and the others begin a night of revelry. Beer, food, little lizards on spits. As Kravuzal says, I am Kravuzal. They call me Kravuzal the Violent. Kravuzal the Violent, says Seg. It is not ironic. I am a very violent man. Right, okay. Oh, right, sure. How many hobgoblins do you have? How many does he have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Jesus Christ, what have I done? I have 8 hobgoblin here. All of them strong, molded by fight, hardened in the flames of battle. They will serve you well. Gary. Hey, Gary. Yeah, welcome to the Church of Gary. Do you want some robes? If you try and put me in one of these robes, I will break your tiny neck, Kobold. Understood. Alright, fair enough. We are here to fight and fight alone. We will do nothing else for you. If you do not provide me and my men with battle within 1d4 days, we will turn on you, and we will kill all of you and drink your blood. Drink our blood? Are you like vampiric or something? No. We just like to drink the blood of our enemies. It makes us strong. Alright. Bit weird. Here. Help yourself to a selection of blood from our fallen enemies. Have you got anything what's not blood? We have mead. That'll do. Kravuzal the Violent joins the party. He's your Suikoden member. And you've also got 8 hobgoblins, which I will now turn into a hobgoblin swarm. Because we're in a fucking... goddamn fucking hobgoblins. Oh, there's the orc one that we need. For when we need the orc swarm token, if you get him. Perfect. Thank you. Got it. Hobgoblin swarm token. Okay, let's have a look at making a hobgoblin swarm. Hobgoblin swarm. Large humanoid. Now, hobgoblins are pretty pretty good, I think. Let me have a look at Hobgoblin stats. So they have 18 AC with chainmail and a shield, but they only have 11 HP. They have martial advantage. Once per turn, the Hobgoblin can deal an extra 2d6 damage to a creature it hits with a weapon attack if that creature is within 5 feet of an ally. I might just... Yeah, I mean, they're always going to be within 5 feet because they're a swarm. Okay, so the AC here is 18. Just chainmail and a shield. 8 times 11 is 88. Speed is 30 feet. They have a strength of 13, a dex of 12, a con of 12, 10, 10, 10, 9 on charisma. They speak common and goblin, the first group to actually be able to speak. They have something called martial advantage. Once per turn, the Hobgoblin can deal an extra 2d6 damage to a creature it hits with a weapon attack. And that's really the end of it, isn't it? And they have... I wonder if I can just do this. We no longer need you, music. A long sword. And a long bow. Ultimately, it doesn't need two-handed longbow. Okay. Hobgoblin Swarm. Now it has multi-attack. No, it doesn't. What does it have? Yeah, it does. Multi-attack. When over half HP, the Hobgoblin Swarm makes 4 attacks. When under half HP, the Hobgoblin Swarm makes 2 attacks. Perfect. Ah, perfect, perfect. Let's give you that token. Alright, last chance to round up that wheel spin there if you want to claim someone to put a couple of subs into it. If you want to round that out before next week, now is the chance. Hobgoblin Swarm token. And this represents the Hobgoblin Swarm. It had 88 HP. And I need to copy this. NPC Swarm. The Hobgoblin Swarm does not recover HP. Hobgoblin... Oh, I've put it on the fucking captain. They've done it. They've only gone and bloody done it. NPC Swarm. The Swarm does not recover HP. Swarm. Alright. You now have... God damn it. A Hobgoblin Swarm. The army this is ridiculous, by the way. You have 2 named character NPCs, an army of bullywugs, an army of lizard folk, and an army of hobgoblins. It's ridiculous what you have going on right now. Let's spin the wheel one last time. What the hell does that say? Next roll is a natural 20. Write it down. Here, I'll write it down. Next roll is a natty 20. And you can find out what that is next week. I'm ending a little bit earlier today because I've got a bunch of shit that I've got to get done. This has been The Legend of Gary. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for the subs. What a great side quest Seg went on. You've successfully spoken to... In fact, I would say you defeated the Hobgoblin Captain. How much XP does he have? He gives out 700 XP, which I'm going to award to Gary. Gary is now level 3. So we'll level up Gary next week. For defeating the Hobgoblin Captain in a battle of negotiation and wits. The legend of Gary continues. He grows stronger. He's gathered the bullywugs, he's gathered the lizard folk, and he's gathered the hobgoblins. Just the orcs, gnolls, and trolls to go before he takes on Rindor the Calm. A fantastic effort from the chat today. Kind of basically all went right apart from the petrification, but that did lead to, I think, some of the best side questing you've ever seen in your entire life. Have a wonderful rest of your afternoon. I will be back on Wild RP in about 2 hours from now. I've got to go and do a couple of things, and I've got to get it done before I log into Wild. For Wade Glass's funeral. If you want to watch that, I'll see you there for that. Otherwise, I'll be back tomorrow with some Cyberpunk here on the main channel. Thank you so much for the subs. I hope this was enjoyable to watch, and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace out.
He's not a child, a leader of men, a leader of more. He's listening now, Gabe, he's ready for war. A powerful druid, but he cannot fly. He's in love with death, but he cannot die. His name is Gary, and this is his story. His name is Gary, revel in his glory. It's Gary, but no more he can. It's Gary, fuck yeah, Muad'Dib. His name is Gary, and this is his story. His name is Gary, revel in his glory. It's Gary,